Ben McKee, Rob Lewis here with your full court press following Tennessee's 77-73 win over Arizona tonight at Thompson-Boling Arena. And Rob, what a win. And the story of the night is East Tennessee's mayor, John Fulkerson.
Yeah, I mean, it was a slugfest. Fulke with his best game, since I guess 2020 at Rupp Arena. He has 24 points, 10 rebounds against what I thought was by far the best front line that he's seen. I mean, not only the starters, but I mean, they brought some big tough guys off the bench, and he was giving up a lot of length. He was giving up a lot of bulk, and he really came through. I mean, his team needed it, and he showed up. I mean, like you would expect or hope that a senior would in this type of environment.
Yeah, and not only did Fulke show up, but Olivier showed up and had some nice moments, some big blocks, some big rebounds. Uros, I thought his 4 minutes or so there in the first half, kind of coming off the bench, I thought those were huge as well. 3 offensive rebounds. The post players finally, I believe, took a huge step forward tonight.
I agree. They stepped up. I mean, outside of Fulke, you didn't get a lot of scoring there, but Olivier was tied with John for the highest plus-minus on the team with 7, even though he was +7 when he was in the game, even though he only scored 2 points. He was big defensively. You just said it. I mean, I've kind of been clamored for Uros to have his minutes cut.
Me too.
And he was tough tonight. He was good on defense. He didn't have any lapses. He was strong. He didn't have any bad fouls. He played 10 minutes. He grabbed 3 rebounds. One of them offensive, created a couple of extra possessions with a tap out. So, in a game where you win with a margin is this tight, I mean, those kind of things matter.
Yeah, and John Fulkerson was the story tonight. He was awesome. He was the one making the shots, getting the rebounds. But Rob, I feel like the crowd had just as much to do with the win as Fulke did.
It was huge. I mean, it was. After COVID last year, it was great to be in the building and see it like this. I mean, for the young kids to see it like this for the first time, for Kennedy Zakai, for Justin Powell, who wasn't here, to actually get to experience what it's like when Thompson-Boling is rocking. Tennessee had a couple of recruits in 2023 class in the building tonight that I'm sure. That doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
But I was impressed, and I think it was important that the crowd was going to be good anyway, but I think that the start Tennessee got off to really just kind of lit the fuse.
Yeah, and obviously we knew Arizona was going to make a run. They're too good of a team not to, and they cut it to 4. They tied the game. I don't think that they took the lead.
No,
they didn't. And part of that is because the veterans. Santiago didn't have a great shooting night, but made some big shots, and Josiah was just absolutely tremendous, particularly there at the start of the second half after Arizona made that run coming out of the break.
Yep, neither one of them shot it well, but the shots that they made, almost all of them were big. I mean, I think they were combined 10 of 27, but they hit some big buckets when Tennessee needed it to kind of put a Band-Aid on things. And, I thought one of the biggest moments of the game, Ben, was after Tennessee jumped out, it was 22-7. Arizona cuts it. It's only 26-21 with like a minute and a half left in the half, and Tennessee, bang. They get a 3-point play from Fulke. They get a 3-pointer from Santi, and then Kennedy Chandler has a steal that he takes coast to coast for a layup just to beat the buzzer. So they go 8-0 there, and they go from being up 5 to up 13 at the half. And I think really, I'm not saying they couldn't have won otherwise, but as tight as things got, that 8-point spurt was big.
Yes, because Arizona was on a 10-0 run until they had that spurt to end the half and kind of gain the momentum back. Obviously tonight is a huge confidence booster. They'll get a couple days off. Rick Barnes is going to fly out to Texas, spend some time with his grandkids, but then it's back to business next week with a big one in Tuscaloosa.
I mean, I know Alabama's lost a couple. They looked horrible against Memphis last week.
They'll be hungry.
They lost at home to Davidson. I wouldn't read too much into that.
No, I wouldn't either.
That's going to be a snake pit Tennessee's going into against a very capable team.
Yep, and last thing we'll hit on, Justin Powell. I mean, just huge minutes off the bench.
26 minutes tonight, the most he's played this season. He's out, and most importantly, he's on the floor at crunch time in an absolute dogfight. He finishes the game, scores 11 points, he hits some clutch shots, and you have to kind of wonder if that's not foreshadowing what we're going to see going forward.
Absolutely. Now, outside of a couple of minutes from Brandon Huntley-Hatfield and Victor Bailey Jr., everybody that played tonight was tremendous and impacted the game. So, sign of good things to come for Tennessee. This has been your full court press following Tennessee's 77-73 win over Arizona. He's Rob Lewis. I'm Ben McKee. Have a Merry Christmas.